right, well, we've got quite the crowd here for our 9th episode of Workforce Situation Room, which we're doing in partnership with our Off the Clock episode 3. And here's what we have today. Sergio is one of our participants from our youth program with IT. We have Odette, our youth program coordinator, Lily, VP of Bitwise, and you all recognize Alma and Layla, and I'm Bianca, your host. And I want to talk a little bit about Bitwise today. They're a company that's just moved into the region. And Lily, if you can tell us a little bit about what you've been experiencing, how long you've been here, and kind of what that's been like.
So Bitwise started here, we did our official launch in March. Since then, we really kind of have been taken on a whirlwind and really trying to build name ID within the community. Bitwise is a for-profit company, but mission-driven with social impact at its forefront. So what we like to do is to go into underrepresented, underestimated cities and really bring up the workforce that has often been overlooked and upskill them in tech or tech-adjacent jobs.
What was it about El Paso that attracted Bitwise over?
It's a microcosm of what the rest of the United States is going to look like. We do vet our cities thoroughly. We look for places that our model would have an impact. We also look at cities that have a large minority base or underrepresented communities, whether it be a large base of women that are unemployed, LGBTQ+, foster, formerly incarcerated. Those are the cities that we look at. We also look at to see if there's really buy-in from the rest of the community.
I know you've been working with Odette a little bit. Odette, what's that been like, working with Lily, working with Bitwise, and what's that experience been like?
So we want to offer this opportunity for youth in our area, and all youth, but in particular our opportunity youth. We started our first outreach was through with foster youth, and so we want to continue offering it to all the youth in our area. Bitwise is giving them the opportunity where they may not have the opportunity to pay for college or for a more expensive training.
When you think about the youth, one of their strongest skill set is tech enablement, right? And that is, when you're looking at businesses that don't necessarily have that, it's like problem.
Is just that combination of both. Tell us a little bit about your experience with both programs. I mean, working with us as a program participant and with Bitwise.
My journey with WSB has been very interesting and very fast-paced. My generation is we don't know what we want. Right? We don't know what we're doing. And I saw a lot of that in the kids that I spoke to. Eventually I got approached by Alma and the previous manager, and they asked me if I wanted to do the tech industry. They were going to give me the training, and it was going to be paid for, thankfully, and it's been a really great learning experience with Bitwise alone. Through DTS, it's been a whole other ballgame. I didn't know anything about the daycare industry, so I kind of went in blind, but it was tech, so I had that to kind of back me up, and cool. I've learned so much in the past couple of months, just going with my clients. I know that COVID hit everybody hard, especially the childcare industry. How can we help? How can we provide the means for your business to keep going, at the same time to transition into a more technological space? So I've had the very blessed opportunity to not only learn the tech field for my own sake, but to be able to help others and in a way give back to my community, because I'm Hispanic, my parents are immigrants. I was, first generation born here, so it's like, I see it in two ways, giving back to my community and also like kind of giving back to my roots. And at the same time, I benefit from it because I'm learning more and I'm getting more involved into the tech industry.
It's really important for us as a workforce board to understand the complete needs of those assets, of our population, of our people, understand them, not just from a count and a data perspective, but really understanding their needs, their wants, and what they are missing. Mm-hmm. And then we can then match their desires and purpose with necessity. And so as those things start to happen, I know we can say we have a need here in one industry that's childcare, and these are business owners that have owned these businesses for a long time that have been ignored, for lack of a better phrase, that may or may not have tech ability. And we've got a population that just naturally has that. And as they're helping, they are also getting this perspective of early education. We are coming up with solutions that make sense for the Borderplex region. It may or may not work, and it may not be something that you can copy and paste in another community, but that's what makes it valuable and important for this region, is we're doing it for us, and because this is what we need and what we want. And I don't know the long-term outcome. I just know that that an outcome is possible, and some of those, lessons learned or mistakes that we make is where improvement happens. So I think that that's something that I've also seen from all of these programs, from DTS, from the childcare industry. All of these things are lessons learned in every single one of those, and you end up with a really, couple years later, some really fantastic changes.
Okay, well, this was a great conversation. I feel like it's not going to be the last, especially after we do more cohorts with you all. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Sergio, for your perspective.
Thank you
That's
for the
great.
invite. I
We'll have to
appreciate
bring
it.
you back.
Thank
Good
you.
luck with everything.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
much.